Well, get ready. CBDCs are coming to take your privacy away. Get ready for the central bank digital currency and to help basically lose your privacy. Your ability to pay for things in cash, severely limited or totally eliminated, actually, is quietly coming to the West. But other countries are saying, no thanks, this is a bridge too far. We will get there in a moment. But first, a troubling trend right now of banks across the United States randomly deciding to shut down bank accounts with no reason given whatsoever. Imagine now you have no choice, right? Because now I don't have a bank account. I can't use a bank, so I'm being forced to use a central bank digital currency because I have no bank. So what's going on here? 3 separate coin shop owners over the past few days that sell gold, silver coins suddenly found their bank accounts just totally shut down. The coin shop owner who operates a coin shop dealing in silver and gold received certified letters from the bank saying, hey, we're going to start the shutting down process. Watch.
I'll read some of the letter to you guys. And I've heard of this happening before. I just didn't believe that it would happen to me. So, dear customer, we're writing about your account. After a recent review, we have decided to end our relationship with you and close your accounts referenced above. As stated in your account agreement, we can close your account at any time for any reason with or without notice. We will begin our closing process on September 6, 2023. So they gave me basically a month. And in the letter, it says they're going to close even my credit cards I have with them. Isn't that nice of them?
That's very nice of them. And even close your credit cards. What's shocking is that the bank declined to provide any reason at all for their abrupt decision. We've heard a number of stories of people being debanked over the past few weeks here at the end of the summer. Our friends over at the Gray Zone suddenly found out that their GoFundMe pages were shut down.
We saw that during the pandemic. Parents groups who lost their PayPal accounts for advocating for school reopening.
Trucker convoy in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is not new, but now these letters are coming, and without any prior notice, affecting multiple accounts, including those belonging to his children and wife, also shut down, like shutting down their children's accounts too? For what reason? And there's no recourse. What can you do? What can you do? So federal governments are terrified of cryptocurrencies, and they don't want you stocking up on gold and silver. They absolutely don't want that. They want you to use their currency, which they can print and create out of thin air, that they have total control over. It's why these companies are being sued out of existence. A lot of these crypto companies are being sued out of existence because they don't want it to be legal. They want crypto to be illegal. And they don't want companies to operate in this way. The governments want control. So now central bank digital currencies are coming, whether these countries are ready or not, according to the Wall Street Journal. And the CBDC is putting the government at the center of every single transaction. It gives the governments visibility into financial transactions, the ability to revoke money at any time. They don't like what you're spending it on. Tracking, of course, of gun sales, etc. It doesn't matter. They will revoke it. They will revoke your ability to buy these things. They've already been laying the groundwork for this during COVID, taking away cash. They don't want you to use cash. They told us stay away from cash, of course, because COVID could live on the surfaces of that. And we're hearing it again now as we enter this new phase of COVID this fall. Watch.
Well, health experts say the coronavirus can live on surfaces like cash for up to 10 days. That has many people worried about shopping and other everyday tasks.
Yeah, a lot of people. Bullshit. I'm sure a lot of these people that news station interviewed are really concerned about cash. Mm-hmm. Like they're really
they don't want it.
We have a team of reporters tonight covering cash and how it's killing you. What's happening now, of course, dozens of countries have now moved out of the pilot program phase for the CBDCs. They're now getting close to launching their central bank digital currencies.
Can I just say that reminds me of, like, we're not children, where your mom says don't put pennies in your mouth. Like, I'm over that. I know better.
Yeah.
Right? I know money's dirty. I know to wash my hands.
If I'm ever, when I'm sitting there like Scrooge McDuck and I'm fondling through all of my gold
When you do
coins,
that?
when I swim, when I take my bath every
Right.
morning and I swim through my gold coins,
Yeah.
I get out and then I take a shower.
Okay, good for
When
you.
I play with my giant piles of cash and I'm rolling around in my
You
coronavirus
don't
cash,
eat right after.
I don't eat. I wash my hands
don't go
after
for a
playing with my
burrito.
coronavirus cash.
It doesn't go like cash burrito. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm an adult. I can handle it. So now these dozens of countries are now moved out of this pilot program phase, and they're getting closer to launching their CBDCs. Here is the CBDC tracking map to show you where things stand right now. So see if you can spot your country of choice here on this map. Let's just kind of go through what we're seeing here. Now, in pink is the 11 have launched, 21 pilot programs, 33 developed in the development stage right now. The United States in the development stage, Canada, Mexico in the development stage, all of North America in the development stage, Brazil in the development stage, and you can see again a lot of these turquoise, Colombia in the development stage, and then you have some of these in purple, which are in the launched phase. And you already have some that have said we're done with these things, like we're sort of inactive on these because we just don't think that it's working. And now you have some who are saying we're done. Senegal is saying we're done with this. Nigeria also reporting that we're done with this. And you see some pilot programs, Russia, Kazakhstan, Australia. But yeah, you're starting to get some blowback now from some of these countries that are saying we're not going to use this anymore. We've given it a chance, and we think that it's a terrible idea. So, for instance, 5 more countries have now abandoned CBDCs. So just kind of going through some of these countries here, Denmark, Japan, Ecuador, Japan specifically saying we tried it in 2020. We're not doing it anymore. Finland as well. And you have these countries that are saying we're not going to do it. We've given it a chance. Ecuador, Denmark, Finland, and Senegal as well saying we're done with this. Nigeria is perhaps the biggest and most recent disaster case for
And
CBDCs.
Even the countries that say that they're still in pilot program, Carol Roth in her book points out that China boasted really high adoption of CBDC accounts, but the average deposit was like $1 or between $1 and $3. So people had them and they were like, I don't think I really want to use it. I'll just put $1 in, have it, see what comes of it. They're in a holding pattern. That doesn't mean that it's taking off by any measure.
No, and China, by the way, has also built their CBDCs with the use of banks as well. So it's in fact different than the way that the United States wants to do it, which is a federal program. Of course, now we know the largest banks in the United States have come out of this FedNow pilot program and are fully up and running on this for transactions. So this is happening. So the back end FedNow program, which will settle transactions using the Fed, using this sort of digital FedNow currency behind Citibank, Bank of America, all those pilot programs that were rolled out, it's coming. It's absolutely covering. So CBDC would replace the current Treasury control of the currency and replace it with a Fed control of the currency. And this would change the dollar forever. Absolutely change the dollar forever. And the Fed is not elected. It can do basically whatever it wants. It barely answers to Congress. I mean, it's a joke to think that it even really answers to Congress. They like to pretend that they do, but they are omnipotent. They don't answer to Congress. They don't answer to you as a voter. They don't answer to anybody. And they will completely control the money supply. And the currency would be fully digitally controlled by them. Governor DeSantis in Florida is the only candidate saying no to CBDCs. No other presidential candidate, by the way, is saying no to this. He's introduced legislation that would make it illegal in Florida for CBDCs, calling it the Big Brother's digital dollar, and saying Florida would prohibit the use of federally sanctioned CBDC as money within Florida's Uniform Commercial Code. Ban CBDCs issued by foreign government reserves and central banks, including China's digital yuan. So he would ban the federal digital currency in Florida. And here's what he has to say about it. Listen.
A centralized digital currency is directly controlled and issued by the government to consumers. And it provides the government with a direct view of all consumer activities. And so this is something that is being proposed as somehow being environmentally sustainable, way to increase access to consumers who lack the means to join a traditional bank. But as we've come to learn, any way they can get into society to exercise their agenda, they will do it. So what the central bank digital currency is all about is surveilling Americans and controlling behavior of Americans and how.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So guys, it's coming. This is exactly what's about to happen to your currency, your digital dollar. Get ready for full control of this. And of course, the way that you can fight back on this is what Catherine Austin Fitts talks about, is to absolutely flood your local representatives with letters and phone calls and demonstrations and protests. And coming up a little bit later in the show, we're going to show you exactly how this is working in the state of New Mexico right now. When people take to the streets and say enough is enough, we do not want this control. We do not want you to control our currency. We want to be able to use cash. We want to be able to pay the babysitter with cash. We want to be able to give a tip to somebody in cash. We don't want to be using all of this digital currency that is totally controlled. Every transaction is controlled by you. If I want to pay someone in cash, I can do that. If I want to run my business with cash, should be my constitutional right to use cash, to use this currency. But under this new plan, that is going to go away. So let us know your thoughts on this in the comments below. And
okay, let me see if I got a biblical scripture on this. Okay, let's go to hold on. Let's go to Luke 12. I think y'all know where I was headed. Right. There it was. Right. Hamashiach divides men. Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? Right. Verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division. Right? So, how is it possible that these devils, okay, are going to do this thing? They're going to do it. This is all biblical prophecy. So, this is what the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wants, okay, in order to establish upon the earth righteousness. Right? Okay. So this is what these devils want. Okay. Revelation 13:15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, right, through draconian law, changing laws without your knowledge, right, and cause, by doing it behind your back, that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. This image is cashless society. It is their system, their program, right? In the previous video, it was a lady that was, they're doing the same thing in Australia. They're slowly dwindling, getting rid of cash. They're getting rid of $100 bills, then the 50s, then the 20s, then the 10s, then the 5s, then as far as the $1 bills, they're going to start saying, we no longer accept cash. And they want this done by 2025, 2026. Okay? So you're basically running out of time. Okay? We're already at war. China is about ready to invade Taiwan. Okay? They got Taiwan completely surrounded. All China's got to do is just dig in. America is trying to fight a war on the ocean. They're going to lose. Okay? So, how these people are going to kill you is your digital token. The implantable silicon subdermal implant underneath your skin, if you don't want to partake in this program, right? They'll just put you in a detention facility until such time as you lose everything, okay? Where you have no choice but to take it. You just saw some of the information in this video where they're going to shut off your money. That's the other way that they're going to kill you. They'll just destroy you financially. And you have no access to digital currency at all. None. This is going to happen to a lot of people that are going to stand up against this thing, okay? As far as the mark of the beast, the M.O.T.B, the micro C-hip, the implantable device underneath your skin, the digital token, which is going to give you the only means to buy and sell, to purchase, to give, like the man was saying, he'd rather, give somebody a tip in cash as opposed to, how are you going to do this in digital currency? You can't, because through FedNow, they keep track of all of that. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people, like Aaron Russo said in an interview with Alex Jones back in 2005, 2007, right? Who was friends to Nick Rockefeller, right? Okay, the Western equivalent to Nick Rothschild or Red Shield, right? Anyway, who is related by blood to Amschel Bauer, aka Amschel Rothschild, okay, who had 5 sons, and each of them controlled a central bank, right? And through them, they spread out central banks throughout the entire world. He said that, give me control of a country's currency and I care not for its leaders. Okay? And the man just explained that. The same thing. They control your money. They don't give a shit who you make as president, because they can't do anything about it. Okay? Verse 16. Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. That's everybody on the planet, man. Now, you just saw a list of all the countries that are in development, that have pilot programs, and that individuals, countries that don't want to have anything to do with it, right? And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a M.A.R.K., right, M.O.T.B, in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, pay attention. In their foreheads. Okay? In. Not on. In. Okay? And that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the M.A.R.K. or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You just, if you go back and watch the previous video, the young woman had said that they at the G20 summit of 2023, the Prime Minister of India, which is a woman, said that they have 3 different ways that they wanted to, they want to make this come about. They have implantable, wearable, or something that you can put in your ear, okay? Put in your ear, okay? In your forehead, right, okay? That's where they're going to put that, okay? It controls your identification. It controls your financial transactions, okay? And it gives you a form of digital identification as to who you are, okay? 1 2 3 666 666 all these got. I mean, come on, man. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Because remember, a man was born and created by the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, on the 6th day. And he rested the 7th day, right? And hallowed the Sabbath, the Sabbath day, that day. Okay? So that's the reason why it's a number of a man, because he was born on the 6th day. And his number is 603 score and 6. Right? Your digital identification, proving who you are, your ability to transact financially, okay, and then your medical records. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's go over here to Isaiah. Uh-oh, did I spell it right? Isaiah 36. Yep, you knew where I was headed. Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed, this broken financial system, right? On Egypt, Babylon the Great, America, Lady Liberty, the land of indigenous Holocaust and home of the slaves, right? Whereon if a man lean, it will go into, okay? Bishop Nate, you lying monkey, right? Into his hand, into, it will go into his hand, right? into his hand, and okay, look, man, see, and pierce it, right? Into his hand. Look, man, see? They don't want, man, into his hand. See? You can't tell me this ain't Satan, man. Into his hand and pierce it. Okay? These goddamn devils, boy. They do not want you to know what's going on, man. Come on, man. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Now, this Pharaoh, king of Egypt, could be any president or any world leader that they want to put in there. The power behind the throne is the same. The regulators that regulate these central banks is the Bank of International Settlements ran by the Rothschild family. Okay? It's that simple. They are the regulators. Straight out on your money. Now they're going to limit how much money you can spend. Now they're going to limit what you can spend it on. Now they're going to limit how far away from your home that you can spend it. Now they're going to put a limitation on you have this amount of time to spend it. You don't have a choice. Okay? When they do bring the lockdown, you're going to have to order everything through the mail. They can definitely keep more track of your financial transactions then with this AI chatbot. Right? So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that to all that trust in him. Right? So if you trust this devil, you trust this financial system, this cashless society, okay, the image of the beast foretold in the book of Revelation where I just showed you, you're finished. Kal halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth through rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.